Obviously, it's Wood's first forte into CERAWeek as an industry partner, and it's your first time here as well. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're hearing and what the kind of key takeaways are for you from this week?
Yeah, so it's been pretty exciting, right? To come in and see what the energy world is all about. As you know, I've only been in this market for a year, really, since I joined Wood, and so this was kind of a culmination of seeing what the world is all about. And to be fair, I thought it was a little bit overwhelming, but in the
it's a big conference.
It's a massive
people.
conference, and but it was amazing because you got to hear from industry leaders, and you also got to see some technologies and some emerging technologies, which is great. But what I really took away from it all is that everything that we have worked towards in the last year of defining our strategy around energy security, energy transition, the materials that are needed for those things. So, everything that we're doing from a mineral processing standpoint, the stuff that we're seeing from a chemical standpoint, and the stuff that we're focused on even around life sciences. It really does all play together in what we're hearing from industry. Everybody understands the importance of energy security and, of course, believes in energy transition, and they want to do it at pace. And I think that's the pretty exciting thing because we as a company are already there. So we are working at pace today, and I think it gives us a great opportunity going forward.
Ken said something similar as well around the need for speed, fast and furious, get out of
But he's a movie buff, so he's always going to say fast and furious.
That's what he's doing in his downtime when he's not running the company. So, but we're obviously ideally positioned, we've got a strong strategy, we're hearing that, but we hear a lot about what we need to do. How do we actually begin to do it?
Yeah, so look, we get after it, right? We need to deliver on the strategy. Our sales teams need to understand what it is we do, how we do it. We have to sell it. Our operational teams, our folks executing, our project managers need to understand what we do and how we do it. And to be fair, we need to be paid a fair price for that, right? Because we have some of the world's experts in engineering and consulting and project management, design. You can go down the gamut. But if you look at what we do, we are in a really niche space because we are the folks that can do everything that our clients need, but we are in that engineering consulting space. And we have a differentiated offering there that ultimately I think our clients need, the industry needs to be successful. And we just need to get after it. We need to stay focused, right? I think anybody who heard me speak at Capital Markets Day or even our W conference, our focus is, our superpower is focus. So we've got to stay focused on delivering on the strategy and not get distracted by all the various things that are going on out there. So.
Yeah, I mean, 3 words that kind of really resonate with me after this week, and when I think about our strategy, is speed, selectivity.
Absolutely.
And skills, but also actually scale. So scalability, and I feel like there's a lot of confidence there around what Wood can do in that space.
And just to underpin that, right? 2 things that we have said across every market that we are working in is digitalization and decarbonization. And I think just here at CERAWeek alone, there were so many technologies wrapped around just those 2 things. Those 2 things, the solutioning, the digitization, are all going to be needed for that fast and furious pace and the scaling of what we need to do, right? Future technologies that are out there are going to be required to help us get there. And so it's a pretty exciting time.
I can feel that. So just going to segue a little, because obviously CERAWeek is taking place, the week of International Women's Day. So, I just kind of wanted to hear from you as, one of our top female execs. What does that day really mean to you?
So thanks for asking, because it is one of my passions to make sure that everybody gets a fair opportunity to do whatever they want to do in their careers and achieve whatever that success may be, male, female, whomever. This day is a little special because it is for women, and I think, I know it's CERAWeek and we were talking about that. There's a lot of women here, but not enough women on the world stage, right? And I think at Wood we have an opportunity to be that world stage with the women we have in our business. But I also think there's a lot that goes with being on that world stage, being an executive in Wood, or just being a person that is actually working, having a family, doing all those things and balancing everything. I often, I'll kind of switch a little bit, but I often get asked, and I think this is important, I often get asked by women, can you have it all, right? And I think the important thing is that you can, to remember that you can, but you have to know what success means for you.
You have to define it.
You have to define it for yourself. I think I shared on a call this morning, as we talked about International Women's Day a little bit, the fact that, I'm a mother, I'm an aunt, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm all those things, and I'm a wife too, right? So, gosh, I forget. Can't bring my husband.
I was going to say,
most important. He's my rock. He's the most important piece of all this. But doing what I do does come with sacrifices, and I do not regret a single one of them, right? Those are decisions that my husband and I and the family made together. But that's what it took for me to feel successful, right? I had a call with a young woman not too long ago in a mentoring relationship, and just has recently had a child, right? And so she's balancing her career and her child and all of those things. And I said, look, some days success, is anybody who's had a child, is just taking a shower.
And I know what that's like.
Right? And that's okay, because when I had the twins and I was working and all that, you have to live in the moment of what that success is. And
sometimes it's small victories.
It is small victories. And so just know that it's important, and it takes a village. It takes all of us. It takes all of the other women to help each other, to recognize when somebody needs help, and to help promote ourselves. Right? And be proud of who we are and what we can do, and be confident in that. So it means a lot to me to see the world recognize that, and to talk to just so many amazing women that are out there, and let them know that, hey, you can do it too.
Well, that's great. I feel like I can do it too after hearing that, because sometimes there is that, balancing act that you're constantly going through, and I guess it's just you need define what that success looks like to you, and then persevere and go forward. Just keep moving, I guess. I'll
just add this little commentary because I think it's kind of interesting. I was thinking about this International Women's Day not too long ago, and I was thinking back to 1960s, 1970s, right? And I grew up, and I remember my mom telling me, being married is like, the end-all be-all of your career, your goal. You'll be a great cook, which, by the way, if anybody wants, I am a horrible cook. But, that was the ambition and the goal and the success, right? And I think it's kind of the same conversation, like women want to be executives, or they want to move up a chain, but that's not always the answer, right? And we can't let women feel like if they don't want that or don't achieve it,
they're not successful.
Right. You have to be successful in your own right, in your own way, and not compare your success to somebody else's. And so I think that's really important, not to hold me on a pedestal, not to hold any woman that seems to be in a title or role as a pedestal.
Don't compare, just be yourself.
Absolutely, always be yourself. Anybody that knows me knows I probably take that a little too far some days.
No, I mean, that's your strength at the end of the day, just being yourself. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. I really appreciate your reflections on CERAWeek and, International Women's Day.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been great. And thank you for being here at CERAWeek too.
It's been a pleasure. And thank you for joining us.